7 useless things that many people over 60 often do when decluttering their homes. If you have ever spent the whole weekend cleaning, but your house still looked messy, then this is the video for you. In the next few minutes, I will point out 7 common habits that make decluttering time-consuming without real results. From being absorbed in arranging clothes and plastic containers instead of making real decisions, to struggling to find the perfect donation place, keeping things just in case, or going back to the same drawer again and again without ever finishing. You will also see why many people hold on to items that were once very expensive, insist on doing everything alone even when health does not allow it, or keep broken and expired things that can be dangerous. These really are 7 useless things, and the surprising part is that by simply avoiding them, you can cut your cleaning time in half and feel your home become truly lighter. At the end of the video, I will share a perspective that most professional organizers know but rarely say out loud, and that may be the turning point for you to change the way you see the stuff in your home. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this content helpful. Your support is the motivation for us to keep sharing more meaningful things. Thank you for being here. Let's move on to the first trap. Trap 1. Arranging before deciding. This is the first useless trap that many American seniors often fall into. Quite a few people spend an entire afternoon folding old clothes, lining up books neatly by color, or sorting plastic containers in the kitchen. Everything looks tidier, but in the end, nothing gets discarded. This habit is understandable because all our lives we have been used to keeping homes neat and running families in order. So when we see clutter, the natural reflex is to arrange. But in reality, arranging only makes clutter look prettier. It does not reduce it. Every hour spent folding clothes you no longer wear or stacking books you no longer read is an hour wasted. Especially after 60, when health and time are no longer abundant, spending energy on items that no longer belong in your life is very wasteful. The solution that experts call the decision-first rule is to pause before folding or stacking anything and ask 3 questions. Do I use it? Do I truly like it? And does it fit my life today? Only if all 3 answers are yes, should the item be kept and arranged. Otherwise, everything should go into the giveaway box or the trash. Maria's story is proof. She spent 3 months arranging her craft room, sorting every roll of fabric and every button. It looked beautiful, but she had not sewn in over 5 years. All that effort was wasted on things that no longer belonged to her present. So remember, arranging is not decluttering. Only when you decide what stays or goes are you truly decluttering. Trap 2. Searching for the perfect donation place. This is one of the most common useless traps that keeps many American seniors decluttering forever, without finishing. Instead of getting items out of the house quickly, they spend weeks researching where each thing should go. Old books should return to a school, vintage kitchenware must go to someone who truly appreciates it, and even broken appliances are kept in case someone can fix them. It sounds thoughtful, but in reality, all those items still sit in the garage or living room, taking up space and adding clutter. This is actually the psychology of avoiding guilt. We try to find the perfect recipient to feel at ease, but the trade-off is a shrinking living space. James's story, a retired teacher at 68, is a clear example. For 8 months, he stacked dozens of boxes in the garage labeled Research Donation Place, which prevented his wife from parking inside. None of those boxes ever left, just because he wanted to be sure each item went to the right spot. The real solution is much simpler. Pick 3 fixed places a general charity like Goodwill, a home goods place like Habitat for Humanity Restore, and a local organization you trust. Everything goes to one of these three without further research. The rule is that leaving the house matters more than perfection. If something is truly valuable, over $200, then consider selling or doing more research. Otherwise, let donation centers do their job. They have sorting teams who get things to the right place in minutes, faster and more efficiently than you imagine. Once you drop the habit of searching for the perfect donation place, you will feel real freedom. Your home will be clearer, and your mind will be lighter. Trap 3. Keeping things just in case. This is a very familiar psychological trap for many American seniors, especially those who have lived through scarcity or financial hardship. The habit of saving comes from the fear of shortage, making us keep everything with the excuse that maybe one day it will be needed. But reality shows that 80% of those saved items are never used again. They just sit in the garage, basement, or attic, collecting dust for years and taking the place of things truly needed. I once saw the case of Sarah, who spent over $500 buying metal shelves and plastic boxes to organize all sorts of backup items in her basement, from old bedding and a long unused juicer to dozens of books labeled "We will reread." But in 3 years, she did not touch 80% of those things. This not only took away living space, but also robbed her of peace of mind, because every saved item is a postponed decision that the brain has to remember and manage. Keeping too many items for an imagined future makes us lose the comfort of the present. The solution is to apply the 2-year rule. If an item has not been used in the last 2 years, except for important papers and true seasonal items, the chances are it will not be used in the next 2 years either, so it should go. Start with one specific category, like extra bedding or pots you no longer cook with. Once you handle one small area, you will find it easier to let go. Instead of asking, "What if I need it?" ask yourself, "Does keeping this today make my life better?" When you shift your perspective from fear of lacking to the desire for a lighter life, letting go of saved items will not feel as hard anymore. Trap 4. Repeating without final decisions. This is a situation many seniors face. I often call it the Groundhog Day effect of decluttering. Picture a hallway closet or a corner of the home office. Every few months you pull everything out, look at each item, arrange it a little neater, and then put it all back in the same spot. Next time you return, you repeat the same process over and over. The result is that the house never has fewer items, and you end up exhausted and discouraged because nothing really changes. The cause is the psychology of waiting for clarity. We think that if we look at something enough times, one day we will know for sure whether to keep or let go. But science shows the opposite. The more we see it, the more attached we feel, which is the mere exposure effect. David's story proves this. For 3 years, he spent every spring and fall decluttering his office, digging through piles of old papers, magazines, and supplies, only to put them back in the same boxes, leaving the room still cramped and unusable. The solution to escape this cycle is the one decision rule, which means once you pick something up, you have only 2 choices: keep or let go. Absolutely no set aside for later. If you truly cannot decide, use the 6-month decision box. Put all uncertain items in a box with a date. And if you do not open it in 6 months, the entire box is donated without further thought. By daring to make final decisions, you save time, cut emotional ties, and free up living space immediately. This is how to turn a repetitive cleaning day into a day of real change. Trap 5. Keeping because it was expensive. This is one of the strongest emotional traps that makes American seniors struggle to let go, also known as sunk cost clutter. When we have spent a lot of money on something, we tend to think that keeping it honors the cost, while letting it go feels wasteful. I have seen families keep an 8-seat dining set worth thousands of dollars even though they had not hosted a dinner in over 5 years. Or a treadmill bought for $2,000 sitting unused in the garage for 3 years. The truth is, the money is already gone. Keeping or discarding does not change that, but holding on makes you pay another price every day. Crowding, guilt, and lost living space. Catherine is a clear example. She bought a cherrywood dining set for over $8,000 20 years ago, but now she and her husband eat at the small kitchen counter, and the dining room has turned into a dumping ground for mail and clothes. Every time she sees it, she reminds herself, "It was expensive. I cannot let it go." But the real price she pays is losing a spacious room and daily comfort. The solution is to shift perspective and calculate cost per use. If a treadmill worth $2,000 was only used 50 times, that means $40 per workout, and 3 years of sitting idle only raises that cost while stealing valuable space. Remember, the most expensive item in your home is not the one that costs the most to buy, but the one you never use yet must face every day. When you let go of things that once cost a lot, you are choosing peace and the present instead of being chained to past decisions. Trap 6. Doing it all alone when health does not allow. This is a trap many American seniors fall into because they do not want to bother their children, or they believe they can still handle things like before. I have seen many cases where seniors lift heavy boxes themselves, climb chairs to reach high shelves, or bend down to organize under cabinets, resulting in back pain, sore knees, and sometimes serious falls requiring hospitalization. After 60, the body does not have the same stamina, eyesight is weaker, balance is poorer, yet many still push themselves to prove strength or to avoid troubling others. This is not only dangerous, but also makes decluttering more likely to be abandoned, because after a few tiring attempts, clutter creeps back. In reality, decluttering is not a strength contest. It is a journey that needs the right pace and support. The solution is simple. Use the 10 to 15-minute rule, work only for a short session, focus on one small area, then rest before continuing. For heavy or risky items, ask children, neighbors, or hire help. See it as an investment in your health and safety. Remember, asking for help is not a burden. It is a way to preserve your energy and reduce risk. When you shift your thinking from, "I must do it all myself," to, "I will do it within my capacity," decluttering becomes lighter, more effective, and most importantly, safer. A tidy home only matters if its owner is healthy enough to enjoy the peace within it. Trap 7. Keeping broken, expired, unsafe items. This is one of the most dangerous habits many American seniors still maintain. Many kitchens hold bottles of medicine expired for years, refrigerators with moldy food, bathrooms full of half-used shampoo, and living rooms with worn rugs slippery enough to cause a fall at any time. These items are often kept out of thrift, thinking it still works or throwing away is wasteful. But in reality, they not only take up space, but also directly threaten health and safety. I witnessed an elderly woman break a bone from tripping on an old rug, and an older man who became very ill from accidentally taking expired medicine. This is a small issue, but a real danger inside your own home. The solution is to do a regular check every 6 months. Gather all broken, expired, or unsafe items into a box called the hazard box and discard them immediately. Do not fool yourself that one day they will be useful. That day will not come. Think simply. Every broken item thrown out is one risk removed. A tidy home is not just pleasant to look at. It is safer and easier to live in. So do not let broken items trap you in danger any longer. Let them go today to make room for peace. And if these tips are helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, because your support is the motivation for us to keep bringing practical advice to make life after 60 lighter and safer.